What up, what up? This Ace OG, back on the top, back on the video. So the title of this video is going to be 18-hour fasting challenge, day 9. So admin notes, thanks again to all subscribe to the channel. I endeavor to keep pushing the video out. You leverage to better yourselves. So as the recording of this video, actually let me make sure I got the right time. So it's exactly 9 o'clock right now, Wednesday, October 9th, 2024. And I want to say when I looked at the news a while ago, around about 8:35 tonight, Florida time, East Coast time, Hurricane Milton just hit landfall as a Category 3 hurricane. So shout out to folks in Florida right now. Shout out to everybody in Tampa. Shout out to everybody in Orlando and some of these other well-known places in Florida, Clearwater. Any area of Florida that's going to be impacted by Hurricane Milton, shout out to you guys. Even the ones that evacuated, like, you know, it's kind of crazy to imagine like what they're going to come back to. Lord willing, they will come back to something they can salvage. But it's not looking too good, y'all. Like this is a really bad storm. So the folks that are actually in Florida right now, in the path of this hurricane, I hope that you guys are safe. I hope that you guys have made provisions for yourself. If you're gonna stay in the house, Lord willing, your house stays intact and it's not severely impacted by the storm. I'm gonna be praying with y'all tonight, praying with y'all and for y'all. I ain't gonna front about that, for real. I just wanted to put that out there before I get into the video because you know, I make videos you know, to address a lot of things. You know, some controversial, some things that are on my mind. But, you know, real life, real world situations, in my opinion, sometimes have to be addressed sometimes. And this is one of them. And, you know, I addressed this particular issue this morning when I made the video and titled Why Black Folks Not Leaving Florida ahead of Hurricane Milton. So check the video out. Hope it gives you some insight because I definitely gave my personal perspective as far as like what I've seen with black folks when it comes to hurricanes. And yeah, I mean, it's just it's a real sad situation. It really is. And, like they just got over Hurricane Helene, which is like a little bit almost 2 weeks ago. And some of the folks that actually are in the area in the path of Milton were impacted by Helene. And you know, they have, a lot of these folks have stuff that belongs to them on the curb, and the city been trying to clean this stuff up, but then because of the hurricane being so strong, these items that are on the sidewalk could be potential projectiles, meaning that these things could fly around the whole city, hit cars, hit houses, Lord forbid, hit people. And then also saw some news reports today where some tornadoes actually spawned, one in Orlando and a couple other places in Florida. So this storm is really no joke, y'all. It really is. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to y'all. I'm really gonna pray for y'all tonight. But get into something that's outside the topic of the hurricane. The fast went pretty good today. Not too bad. I definitely was able to stay on track as for like eating for only 6 and fasting for the rest of the night. So actually 9 o'clock is actually my cutoff time. So I'm not eating any more than that until 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Now put that in perspective, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like folks that have never fasted before. I just stopped eating food at 9 o'clock tonight, right, 3 minutes ago. And I'm not going to eat anything else, I mean nothing, until 3 p.m. tomorrow. So if you have never done that before, think about how your body would react if you were to do that tomorrow, right? Because a lot of folks, the first thing they do when they first wake up is grab something to eat. And we're talking about skipping breakfast, skipping lunch, and then going another hour and some change after lunch before you eat something. And I mean, it's kind of crazy. A lot of folks out there do not have the discipline to do that. You know, the food cravings of food is really ridiculous. And you know, this is all by design, y'all. It really is. You know what I'm saying? Because in my personal opinion, I don't think that food companies and folks that, you know, that import food, not folks that import food, but food that comes from overseas and then, you know, food that's made here in the States, I don't really believe that these companies are actually intentionally trying to get people fat. But they do put chemicals in the food that make you addicted to the food, so you actually come back for the food. If that make any sense. Obesity is the byproduct of you eating too much. And the experiment I'm doing right now, once again, I'm gonna readdress it. The experiment I'm doing right now is fasting for 18 hours, only eating for 6, and not putting restrictions on my diet, meaning that I'm not going to necessarily eat totally clean. I'm not going to eat intentionally bad either, right? You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I may have, I don't know, I may have a, what's something that would be considered bad? I don't know, a burger or some bread or something like that, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, not restricting my diet, but not intentionally going out there and actually trying to eat bad. And then after 30 days, I should see how my body reacts to it. And my hypothesis is that I believe personally that I would have lost weight by that time, because it's a calorie deficit that I'm going to put myself into, right? Now I will say that you can intentionally eat bad food within 6 hours and pretty much almost achieve the same calorie intake that you would have taken or eaten if you had ate all 3 meals on that particular day, right? But my thought process and how I seen how folks fast is that because I'm restricting my body for 18 hours of not eating, those 18 hours are a healing process. You know what I'm saying? I'm processing food, not eating anything after 9 o'clock definitely helps indigestion, because if you're a person that's a late night snacker and then you try to go to bed, that's bad. You know what I'm saying? You still got food sitting on your stomach. You know what I'm saying? I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, I think I read somewhere where it takes 2 to 3 hours for food to totally digest before you should go to bed. And of course, I'm not sleeping until like sometime midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and then get up at 5. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, not eating, stopping consuming food at 9 is not a problem for me. But if you're a person to go to bed at 10, you know, you might have to put your fast back to like 6. Right, and you start eating at noon, and you stop eating at 6, and then you don't eat anything else until noon the very next day, which actually would probably work for a lot of folks, because that means at the very least you're only skipping breakfast and you're eating lunch, right? And you can go ahead and eat an early dinner before you stop eating, right? Because, you know, if you're a person to go to bed between 9 and 10, that means that after 6 you only got 3 hours left, and then you go to bed, right? And then you wake up, you drink some water or something, drink your coffee. Hopefully without sugar or cream, right? And then, you know, once noon hit, boom, you're ready for lunch. You know what I'm saying? So that actually could work for some folks, and it will give you a chance to eat dinner too. I know for myself, doing 3 to 9 just works better for me. But, you know, to your own discretion, do what you need to do, you know, to do this if you decide to do it. But also, once again, consult a nutritionist or a doctor before you do this type of fasting, because 18 hours is a long time to not eat, y'all, especially for a lot of folks. A lot of folks are just not, their body is just not used to that. So you can put yourself in a bad situation if you decide to try not eat for 18 hours. If your mind is not right, and you know, and you haven't really done this at all in life, you know, so you have to gradually push yourself to this point. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe give yourself a 10-hour window of eating, and then only not eating for 24, so 14 hours. Or you can do it where you just cut yourself off at 9 o'clock, right? And you don't eat anything else until the very next day. You know what I'm saying? So that at the very least, that gives you at least you probably would wake up maybe like 6, so that gives you at least 9 hours of fasting. You know, that's not too bad, right? But you know, just make sure that you're safe when you do this. I'm not a nutritionist or a food specialist. You know what I'm saying? So do this thing with your own discretion. But you know, definitely don't put yourself in a situation to where you're gonna hurt yourself, right? But fasting is one of the things that I think that a lot of folks need to tackle. I think a lot of folks need to learn how to fast, because you know, the thing is let's be honest, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's in the Bible. If you eat too much, it's gluttony. So, you know, if you're eating too much and you're fat and you're obese, like, that's not a good look, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, and technically, as of right now, I don't think I'm obese or whatever. I think being at 172 right now is not obese in my height. But you know, I'm getting there. You know what I'm saying? So I need to slow this thing down, you know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I'm making better choices doing this 30-day fast. And then I'm going to not eat anything at all for a whole 3 days after the fast. And then we'll see how things go from there. You know what I'm saying? But once again, shout out to folks down there in Florida that's in the path of Milton. And I hope and pray that you guys make it through, y'all. I really do. You know what I'm saying? Because I definitely don't want to hear about loss of life. You know, it's, you know, we don't know when we're going to go. We don't. You know, the Lord, only the Lord knows that. But I think that there are some choices you can make to make sure you don't leave out of here at an early age. You know what I'm saying? And one thing is to avoid storms and possible, right? And to also avoid eating bad foods if possible. All right. So we went to discuss a topical subject that benefits to the channel. Email me findingfitnessfolk@gmail.com. My email address is in the description below. Say so G, signing out. I'm gone.